Welcome to another deep dive with us. And today, we're going to be talking about something really interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
it is pretty fascinating.
it's a problem in South Africa that we've talked about quite a bit on the show before, and that is youth unemployment.
Right.
And today, we're going to be kind of looking at it from,
A new angle.
a different perspective.
Yeah.
Looking at it through the lens of agriculture and how agriculture can actually play
A huge
a
role.
big role in solving this problem.
Absolutely.
So, I'm excited to jump in. I have to admit, when I first started looking at these sources,
Yeah.
I was a little skeptical, like, how
I
is
bet.
agriculture going to solve this huge problem?
It is a massive issue.
Yeah.
It is one of the highest youth unemployment rates globally in South Africa.
Wow.
Nearly 2/3 of young people are either unemployed or not in education or training.
Yeah. I mean, that's a staggering number.
It's incredibly disheartening.
Yeah. And so to think that agriculture could be a solution is,
Yeah, it's not the first thing that comes to mind.
no, it's not.
But when you start to delve into it, you realize there is this massive potential
Yeah.
that's just waiting to be unlocked.
Okay, so let's start with the basics then. Why agriculture? What is it about agriculture that suddenly has everyone so excited?
Well, for a long time, agriculture has been kind of in the background.
Right.
It's only contributed about 2% to South Africa's GDP,
Wow.
which is really low considering its potential.
Yeah.
It also only employs a little over 5% of the workforce.
Okay, so there's a big gap
A
there.
huge gap.
Yeah.
It's incredibly underutilized.
Mm.
But what's exciting is that agriculture is very labor intensive.
Okay.
It has a huge value chain that extends beyond just farming itself.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Like what kind of things beyond farming?
So you've got your logistics, your processing, your packaging, agribusiness,
Oh, wow.
even exporting, like the whole 9 yards.
So it's really a whole ecosystem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where the opportunity lies.
Okay, so it's not just about, picking up a hoe and working in the fields.
Right.
Like from what I'm seeing in these sources, we're talking about
And what are you seeing?
drones monitoring crops and AI optimizing irrigation and
Oh, yeah.
digital marketplaces.
It's pretty high tech.
It is.
Yeah.
This is agritech, right?
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Agritech is where it's at.
So how does this agritech actually work? Like what makes it so different from traditional farming?
Well, it's all about leveraging technology
Okay.
to make farming more efficient and sustainable.
Right.
It's about using data to make better decisions.
Got it.
About optimizing yields, reducing waste,
Okay.
really maximizing the potential of the land.
That makes sense. And that definitely sounds appealing, especially to a younger generation that's so tech savvy.
Absolutely.
But okay, if it's so great, why aren't young South Africans already jumping on this bandwagon? Like, what are the things that are holding them back?
You're right.
Yeah.
There are some hurdles. I think the biggest one is perception.
Okay.
A lot of young people still view agriculture as like,
Right.
outdated,
Back-breaking labor.
back-breaking work. Exactly.
Yeah.
With very little reward.
Right.
And that image just isn't appealing.
Yeah.
But the reality is modern agriculture is innovative and it's technology driven.
So we need a rebranding campaign. Like, we need to
Yeah.
showcase
I mean,
the exciting
maybe-
parts of this.
Show the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Get rid of that old-fashioned image.
Right, because it sounds like there's a lot to be excited about.
There really is.
Yeah. Okay, but what about the practical stuff? Like, what about land?
Yeah.
What about funding?
Huge barriers.
Yeah, there seem like pretty big roadblocks for young people starting out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Access to land and financing are major, major issues.
And I'm guessing education and training are also crucial, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There's a real skills gap when it comes to agritech
Yeah.
and modern farming practices.
Right. So we need to make sure that young people are equipped with the right skills,
Absolutely.
whether it's drone operation or data analysis
Yeah.
or sustainable farming practices,
All of that.
all of that.
It's essential.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about the challenges, but what about the solutions?
All right, let's get into that.
Yeah, like what can we actually do to turn this around?
Well, first and foremost, we need that rebranding campaign.
Okay, so we keep coming back to that.
We do.
Yeah.
Because it's crucial.
Okay.
We've got to showcase agriculture as innovative, as entrepreneurial.
Right.
We need to change the narrative.
And how do we do that?
Well, we need compelling storytelling.
Okay.
We need to spotlight those young agritech pioneers.
Okay, so find the people who are already doing this.
Exactly.
Showcase their successes, their stories.
Yeah.
Make it aspirational.
Make it cool.
Exactly.
Okay, I like
But it can't just be about the hype.
Right.
We need actual investment in agri-tech education.
Okay.
We need training programs. That makes sense.
That teach young people these valuable skills.
Yeah.
How to use drones, how to analyze data, how to practice sustainable farming.
Okay. And this brings us back to those access issues.
Yeah.
Land and financing.
Right.
These are real roadblocks.
They are.
What are some practical solutions for that?
Well, we need things like affordable land leases.
Oh, okay.
Grants specifically for young people.
Right.
Low-interest loan.
Targeted at young agricultural entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
Okay.
We need to make it easier for them to get started.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not just about throwing money at the problem. It's
Okay.
about creating those support systems.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, these sources mention the Future of Jobs Summit quite a bit.
Right.
How does that fit into all of this?
But the Future of Jobs Summit is a fantastic platform
Okay.
to discuss all of these solutions,
Mm-hmm.
to bring together leaders from different sectors,
Okay.
brainstorm strategies
Right.
for empowering young people in agriculture.
So this isn't just talk.
This is about action.
This is about creating actionable plans,
Yes,
connecting people with the resources they need to actually make this happen.
exactly.
So it's about more than just jobs then.
It is.
This is about transforming the entire agricultural landscape.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
It's about creating a new vision for the future of agriculture in South Africa.
And a future where young people are at the forefront of that.
Precisely.
That's exciting.
It is. It's a really exciting time to be involved in this space.
Yeah.
There's so much potential,
So much potential.
and it's all about unlocking it.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think this is a great place to maybe take a quick break.
Sounds good.
And when we come back, we'll delve a little bit deeper into some of those specific solutions and talk about how we can actually make this happen.
I'm looking forward to it.
Great, me too. We'll be right back after this.
And you know what's really interesting about the Future of Jobs Summit?
Yeah.
It's not just a South African thing.
Oh, right.
It's a global movement.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we can actually learn a lot from other countries
Okay.
who are already successfully integrating technology and youth engagement into their agriculture sectors.
Yeah, that cross-pollination of ideas can be so valuable.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, sharing what's working, what's not working.
Right.
Avoiding reinventing the wheel.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh.
So it's about creating this blueprint for transformation, but on a global scale.
Wow, that's a big vision.
It is.
Yeah.
But I think we need to think big
I agree.
because this is a global issue.
Right.
And South Africa can be a real leader in this space.
Okay, speaking of thinking big,
Yeah.
these sources mention agro-processing quite a bit.
Right.
Can you unpack that for me?
Sure.
What's the big deal with agro-processing?
Well, think about it.
Okay,
Instead of just exporting raw agricultural products,
right.
why not process them into higher value goods right here in South Africa?
Okay, so instead of exporting like raw cocoa beans,
Yeah.
we're making chocolate.
Yeah.
Or like turning raw fruit into juice or jams or dried fruit.
Precisely.
Okay.
It adds value. It creates more jobs.
Right.
It boosts the economy.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
More jobs, more revenue, more diversified economy.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, what's not to love?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about building a more resilient and sustainable agricultural sector.
Okay, and that brings us to infrastructure.
Yes, infrastructure.
Why is infrastructure so important in all of this?
Well, you know, a lot of rural areas in South Africa
Yeah,
where a lot of these agricultural opportunities exist
right.
lack really basic infrastructure.
Okay, like what kind of things are we talking about?
You're talking roads,
Okay.
irrigation systems,
Right.
even internet connectivity.
Yeah, so you can't really have a thriving agricultural sector if you can't get the goods to market.
Exactly.
Or if farmers can't access the information and technology they need.
You got it.
Yeah,
So investing in these areas is critical.
okay.
It's not just about benefiting farmers. It's
Yeah.
about creating jobs
Yes.
in construction, in logistics,
Right.
in technology, boosting those rural economies.
Absolutely, it's a ripple effect.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit.
Okay,
We've been talking a lot about the high-tech side of things.
right.
But what about sustainable farming practices?
Oh, that's a huge area of growth.
Okay.
And there's a lot of interest among young South Africans.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Because there's a growing global demand for organic and sustainably produced food.
Right.
And South Africa is perfectly positioned to capitalize on this trend.
I see what you mean. We have a reputation for high-quality, natural products.
Exactly.
Okay.
We can leverage that reputation
Mm-hmm.
to tap into that growing global market.
Okay, and how are we actually seeing that play out? Like, are there any specific examples?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
We're seeing a rise in young entrepreneurs
okay.
focusing on sustainable farming practices like regenerative agriculture.
Okay, and what's regenerative agriculture?
Okay.
Well, it's a way of farming that focuses on restoring soil health and biodiversity.
Oh, I see.
So it's about taking care of the land so the land can take care of us.
Yeah, it's like a full circle approach.
Exactly.
That.
And it's driving a lot of innovation in so many exciting areas.
Okay, speaking of innovation,
Yeah?
any cool examples of how technology and sustainability are coming together in South Africa?
Oh, there are tons.
Okay, give me one.
One really interesting example is vertical farms.
Vertical farms.
Yeah, these are farms that are popping up in urban areas.
Oh, wow.
They use these controlled environments and hydroponic technology to grow crops in stacked layers.
Oh, wow. So it's like bringing the farm to the city.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
It's a great way to maximize space and minimize water usage.
Okay, and they're actually producing food.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing.
They're producing fresh, local produce
Okay.
and creating jobs and entrepreneurial opportunities.
Right there in the heart of urban centers.
Precisely.
Okay, that's a really cool example.
There's also precision farming.
Precision farming. Okay, what's that?
Well, that utilizes drones equipped with sensors
Okay.
to gather data on soil conditions, crop health, water usage.
Ooh.
And that data is then analyzed using artificial intelligence
Okay.
to create custom-tailored fertilization and irrigation plans.
So it's like giving farmers a real-time snapshot of their fields,
Exactly.
helping them make smarter decisions
Precisely.
and reducing waste.
Yes, it's all about optimization.
Okay, and these technologies aren't just for like the big commercial farms, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
They're becoming increasingly accessible to smaller farms, too.
Okay, so it's really leveling the playing field.
It has the potential to, yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is all really exciting.
It is,
But we need to be realistic, too.
of course.
There are some serious challenges facing South African agriculture.
Right. We can't just ignore those.
No, like what are some of the big ones?
Well, land reform is a big one.
Right.
You know, the legacy of apartheid has left a deep scar. And land ownership is still heavily skewed in favor of a small minority.
And that unequal distribution of land is obviously a major barrier
Huge barrier.
for young people and emerging farmers.
Absolutely.
Okay, what about access to markets?
Another big challenge?
Yeah.
A lot of smallholder farmers
Yeah.
struggle to get their products to market.
Right.
They face high transportation costs. They have limited access to information about market prices and demand.
Right. So they're kind of cut off from those opportunities.
In many ways, yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's climate change.
Ah, yes, the big one.
Agriculture is on the front lines of those impacts.
Absolutely.
Droughts, floods, extreme weather events.
Becoming more frequent, more severe.
Yeah, that's a major threat to food security.
And livelihoods.
Yeah. Okay. So while there's all this innovation and potential,
Right.
we can't shy away from those very real challenges
We can't,
that
yeah.
need to be addressed.
And this is where platforms like the Future of Jobs Summit become so crucial. It's about bringing together these diverse perspectives.
Yeah.
Sharing knowledge, finding solutions.
Yeah, it's about collaboration.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
The summit isn't just about talking.
Right.
It's about action.
Okay.
Creating a space where ideas can be turned into initiatives.
Yeah.
Where challenges can be transformed into opportunities.
I like that.
And where young people can be empowered to build a brighter future
Not just for themselves.
for themselves and for South Africa.
For South Africa, that's a great point.
It is. It's about collective action.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
I want to bring it back to our listener for a moment.
Yeah, good idea.
You know, we've talked about all these high-tech solutions and sustainable practices and all the challenges,
Right.
but what does this all actually mean for someone listening right now?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why should they care?
Like, why should they care about any of this stuff that we've been talking about?
Yeah. It's a good question. And I think it really boils down to this. The future of agriculture.
Yeah.
It's not just about farmers.
Right.
It's about all of us.
Okay.
We're all connected to the food system,
Right.
whether we realize it or not.
So it's about the choices we make as consumers,
Absolutely.
the things we buy at the grocery store.
Exactly. It's about supporting businesses
Okay.
that are investing in those sustainable practices
Right.
and in agri-tech solutions.
Yeah.
And it's about understanding the policies
Right.
that shape our food system
Okay.
and advocating for change.
So it sounds like you're saying that we all kind of have a role to play
We do.
in shaping the future of agriculture.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's what makes it so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just a spectator sport.
Right.
We can all be active participants in creating a more sustainable,
Yeah.
equitable, and, more delicious future.
I like that.
Yeah, pun intended.
Okay.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what's the one thing
Yeah.
you want our listener to walk away with?
Yeah. What's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think it's this, agriculture has the potential
Okay.
to be a powerful engine
Mm-hmm.
for positive change in South Africa.
Okay.
It can address youth unemployment.
Yeah.
It can drive economic growth.
Right.
And it can create a more sustainable food system.
It sounds like a win-win-win.
It really does.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
it's going to take all of us working together
Yeah.
to make that happen.
And that connects back to the Future of Jobs Summits,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
This is an opportunity for people to get involved,
It
to
is.
contribute to this conversation.
Yeah, the summit isn't just for industry experts and policymakers. It's for anyone
Okay.
who's passionate about agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
about innovation,
Yeah.
about creating a better future for South Africa.
Okay. So whether you're a young entrepreneur with a brilliant agri-tech idea or a seasoned farmer looking to, learn new practices,
Yeah,
or even just someone who cares about where their food comes from,
absolutely.
this summit has something for you.
Exactly. And even if you can't make it to the summit itself,
Right.
there's still ways to get involved.
Okay, like what?
Follow the conversation online, connect with organizations working in this space,
Yeah.
and, most importantly, start asking questions
Okay.
about your own role in the food system.
Yeah.
Where does your food come from?
I love that call to action. It's
Yeah.
about empowering ourselves
Mhm.
to become more informed and engaged citizens.
Exactly.
Okay, one last question for you.
Okay.
This deep dive has been all about unpacking the potential of agriculture, but are there any aspects of it that worry you?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And, I think one thing we need to be mindful of
Okay.
is that, as we see all these technological advancements in agriculture,
Right.
we need to make sure
Yeah.
that they don't end up exacerbating existing inequalities.
Okay, so it's about making sure that everyone benefits from these advances,
Yeah.
not just a select few.
Exactly.
That's a really important point.
It is, and it's something that we need to be very conscious of
Yeah.
as we move forward.
Okay, well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
We have. There's so much more to explore.
Yeah, of this complex and fascinating topic.
Yeah, it really is fascinating.
Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us.
My pleasure.
And for painting such a vivid picture of what's possible.
It's been great talking to you about this.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really excited to see how this all unfolds.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
right.
Okay. And to our listener,
Yes.
we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity
Yeah,
and inspired you to see the potential of agriculture in a whole new light.
absolutely.
If you're feeling inspired,
Yeah.
we encourage you to check out the resources mentioned in the show notes
Yes.
and to connect with those organizations who are working to build a brighter future through agriculture.
Absolutely.
Because when agriculture thrives,
Yes.
South Africa thrives.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, awesome. Well, until next time,
Yes.
keep learning,
Keep exploring.
keep exploring, and keep believing in the power of transformation.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been great.